Welcome to Front Porch America, and today's guest is a special guest. We have Dawn Sheffer Headgepath here, and we're going to talk about a few different topics. The main topics. September is Suicide Prevention Month. Is that correct?
Mhm.
But we're going to talk about another incident too that happened to you. How long ago today? Actually,
Mhm.
I think is what
Yep, 3 years ago.
3 years ago today it happened.
Yep, just
Um,
well, at 2:40,
isn't that
so
crazy?
about half an hour ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy. It's weird how I've had a couple of guests on that they'll sit down and be like, "Oh my gosh, what we're fixing to talk about just happened this
Mhm.
day."
Mhm.
Some of them were planned, but there was two or three of them that wasn't
Yep.
planned, and it
We
was
did.
just like, "Oh, wait a minute," and we didn't plan this
No.
either. I'd
No.
asked you about it, but
Yeah.
didn't realize, and we were actually going to do this yesterday, but some
Mhm.
things come up, and we were scheduled for today. So. Dawn Sheffer Hedgepath, a Union County native, and we're just going to go ahead and get into it. We're just going to talk about how you grew up, where you grew up, what led you becoming a Marine,
Mhm.
those choices, and then we'll just go from there. So, welcome.
Thanks. Um, and I appreciate you having me. Uh, I just feel like just a ordinary regular person. So when you asked me to come on, it was kind of, well, I don't have much to say. I don't really have much to say about me, but some of the stuff that has gone on, um, I don't think enough has been said about that. Not about my life, but about I guess some things that I've been through. So there wasn't any hesitancy, I guess, to say yes in that, uh, because I am an open book. I don't just spread all my business out there, but for
Right.
the most part, I'm pretty open book, especially about all of this. But I'm 45 years old. I'm married to Corey. We've been married almost 25 years. Um, we have our daughter Delaney, who's 22,
Same age
graduated
as
with
Caden.
yours.
Yeah.
And I grew up. I'm from Morganfield. I live in Sturgis now, or right outside of. And uh, I Alan Sheffer was my dad, and my bestest friend. He passed away a couple years ago, and uh, I'm still trying to figure out life without him. There's just not.
So it was a pretty big staple
Oh my
in
gosh.
your life.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Yes. I wish that people could have dads. Uh, uh, I wish people could go on dates and would now realize how important it is to stop and take moments. Don't not go. We would go on dates once or twice, sometimes twice a week. Once in a while, it hit 3 times a week, and wasn't just doctor's appointments or can you get me here? I can't drive myself. It was we would go to doctor's appointments and or not doctor's. We would do that too, but we would go to um, on dates. And it'd be at my house by 10, and we would at his house be at my house at 10, and then we would go to lunch. And sometimes it was, oh gosh, I got to hurry up and get ready, get back to pick Delaney up from school. So we would go on 5, 6 hour lunch
Just hang
dates
out all day
and
long.
just be,
Just kind of lose track
yeah,
of time. Yeah.
yes. And when dad passed, I did not, I still don't have I don't have not one regret. His was not expected, but uh, of course I miss him. It oh it wrecked me, but I would give anything for him to be here right now.
Yeah.
But uh, I was grateful that I had that. I built those memories. So many people were worried about what am I going to get when they're gone or this or that.
Right.
No, I had time. I spent time. One of the most valuable things,
Yeah.
most valuable things there is.
You know, that's something that's people don't realize is they can give you something to keep, but eventually over time that stuff's going to deteriorate, and
Right.
those memories are pretty vivid
Right.
for a lot of times up until you pass.
Right.
So that's something you can always look back on, and
Right.
it's pretty valuable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
As long as I can remember those, some things I can't remember to save my life or yours. Uh, and some things I can't forget
yeah.
to do the same.
What's one of
But
your favorite memories of your dad?
with dad, golly, Rick, well, there's a couple of things I probably shouldn't say. Uh, not air appropriate. Um, but let's see. One of my, well, dad did a lot of things, and I do the same, but he did a lot of things to just, he was funny. He was fun and funny. So he would often get into trouble, but uh, I, I guess I learned it from him. But so I started like, if I'd see his truck outside somewhere at the grocery store or whatever, I'd move it as far as I could from the parking lot,
Right.
in the parking lot. Um, but then I started feeling bad because like he bid Alps, and I'm like, he's carrying stuff down that hill, getting older. But we and I can turn him in now because he's gone. But Jerry, do you know Jerry Sheffer, Jerry and
Mhm.
Robin Sheffer? So Jerry had his truck parked, up their driveway in their backyard, and Delaney used to, they had duct tape, make duct tape out, make wallets and necktie, all that stuff. When the
Right.
duct tape was the big thing, and anyway, had like a toolbox in the back of my Tahoe, full of all the different duct tapes. And so anyway, she had made him this and made that, made this, and he had a license plate in his car or in his office. We would hang out in his shop, and we would just spend forever out there. And so my sister was in. My twin sister Sean, she's in from New Jersey visiting, and Delaney's there. And anyway, he gets her duct tape, and we fix something on the plate, and we take it over and sneak it. Dad's like, "Y'all take it," and we put it on Jerry's truck, and he drove around with it on there. Had no idea where it came from. I think I only told him a couple months ago. I had no idea where it
Can,
came
can
from.
you
It was
can you
just,
say what was on it, or is it,
what did it?
or do you remember what it was?
I think we put a rainbow on it. We did. We put a rainbow on it. And he had no idea where it was coming. He said, some guys kept waving at him, and he didn't understand what was going on. That's it's what it was. There was a rainbow on it. He was like, I don't know what was going on. I said, Jerry, I need to tell you something. And he said, what? And I said, we only did it because, you know, Dad stopped drinking and driving because he did used to quite a bit. But uh, anyway, we did do that because she had different colors. What can we do with it? So
Right.
anyway, Delaney said, "Well, I could make a rainbow," is what it was. And he put it on there, and Jerry was like, "People are just waving. I don't know what it is." And I was like, "Do you remember when that happened?" Jerry was like, "Yeah." What? I said, "Well, that was Daddy." But so,
That's
but
funny.
he's anyway he can aggravate. Anyway, he could do stuff. And my aunt Kathy lives in outside of Knoxville, and they had their names put on my grandparents' stone at the cemetery. And he had Dad and I. She wanted to go by. Uncle Tom got it put on there, and she asked Uncle Tom to take a picture of it because she's not here to see it.
Right.
No problem. So told Uncle John. Uncle John hadn't. So can't can't tell Uncle Tom because he won't get still won't get a cell phone. So me and Dad are gone, out running around all the time. So we took it, and we went and we took a picture of it. She wanted to make sure her name was spelled right. So Dad had me change hers to Kathy with a C instead of Kathy with a K, and we sent it to her, and she was so mad, so mad. But she was mad at Uncle Tom for getting it done that way because they didn't say that he and Uncle John were the ones behind changing her
Changes.
name. But it was just it's always nonstop,
Just
just nonstop shenanigans.
that's
But
fun. Yeah.
just mean well. If we really thought it would hurt somebody, we wouldn't,
Right. Yeah.
want to do it. Do
That's
It's
funny.
good
That's
stuff.
funny. Those are good
But
memories to have.
just always something.
Yeah.
You know,
Just little
but
shenanigans here and
yeah,
there. To,
yeah,
yeah. I've
but
got some uncles like that. They.
nonstop. But he didn't really aggravate.
I remember when I was
Those
a kid.
uncles that pinch you and do all that scare you.
Yeah.
He wasn't that guy. He was just all He
Yeah.
wouldn't do that. He's the guy that would give your kid a pocket knife when they're 3 and
Right.
like,
Go whittle
okay,
something.
Daddy. Yeah, no, Dad, we don't need to do that.
Yeah.
But oh, all right.
Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, like my grandpa would come see us, or they would come over to see us, or whatever, and we wouldn't be home for whatever reason, and we would come home, and there would be like just stuff piled up in front of the front door. So
Mm-hmm.
they would do it back and forth. My dad and my
Yeah.
grandpa would do that stuff back and forth.
Yeah.
Just fun stuff like
Yeah.
that. So,
Yeah.
well, let's get into graduated from Union County High School,
I did. I did.
um, and you went into the Marines.
I
Let's
did
talk
a
about it.
little bit because I started back to, I was going to college because I wanted to, I was going for child psychology. And I thought, well, I want to be, well, first of all, what do you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to be when you grow up? What do you want?
Right.
All right. And we have to take some kind of a test when we're in high school. Tell me if y'all did this. We had to take a test. We had to take a test that what we maybe could be when we grow up.
Like a
Do you?
placement
Yes.
test or
Did you
whatever.
do
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Do you
So
remember what you were going to be?
I had thought about being president, but I ruled that out real quick in my
Yeah.
late teens.
Uh huh.
I did some stuff, and I was like, yeah, I probably shouldn't.
Probably it
But I
shouldn't be
always wanted to be a
president.
police officer.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it was always in the field of wanting to help somebody.
Yeah.
Uh, never wanted to be a firefighter.
Mm-hmm.
Never wanted to work on an ambulance,
Right. Right.
and that's where I am now.
Did your test tell
So,
you though what
so my
you were
test
gonna
told me
be?
that I should probably stay in school
Uh huh.
and learn a little more.
Yeah.
It was kind of one of those things. No, if I remember mine was like public speaking, kind of
Mm-hmm.
stuff like just stuff like that. Um,
And
I've
here
had
you
people tell me
are.
all the time, like you should have packed your bags and moved to Hollywood or something, which I'm glad I didn't because it turns out to be some corrupt stuff going on there. But anyway, that's a time for a different story.
Yeah.
Uh, but I've always enjoyed helping people.
Yeah.
Just that kind of stuff. Really thought I was going to be president for the longest time. Again, until I was probably 15, 16.
There's still time.
Yeah, I don't know,
There's
man.
still
You
time.
talk about I got some
I don't know if
skeletons.
I'm voting, but there's still
So,
time.
I mean, it couldn't be
I'm,
worse than some.
I'm
It's
not sure if I'm voting, but I'm just saying there's still a little
yeah. I
time.
mean, there's always time.
There's
I
always
could
time.
always put it
There's
in.
not always
I'll tell
time.
you what I
That's the
do
thing.
do though is sometimes if I find somebody on the ballot that I just can't find somebody to
You
vote
write
for, I write
yourself
myself in.
in.
I've done it a few times.
Well,
Even for the
neat.
presidency candidate, I've never got any
You never
votes,
got a
but
call
anyway.
back,
So
anything.
yeah, but it was more along the lines of
Public.
just public
Yeah.
service kind of stuff, and
So you kind of
never
fell
made
into
sense
it.
to me then.
Yeah.
Kind of does now a little bit.
Yeah.
I really love what I do now. This podcast has kind of set me up to where
Sure.
I should have done it. And Caden said, I think he said one time, it's like I don't know why my dad decided to do something to become famous. Why I was this old or why he
Yeah.
was so old
Yeah.
or whatever.
Why couldn't he do it while I
Um,
was living with you
yeah,
and we could have
yeah,
been high
it
on
could
a
have been,
hog?
yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I do this podcast just to get people's stories out there.
Right.
Everybody has a story. It's
Yeah.
a judge-free zone.
Yeah.
I don't care. You want to
Yeah.
sit in this chair. You want to talk about whatever. You're going to talk about whatever.
Yeah. Well, while we're
Um,
here, then.
yeah, we got some stuff we could talk
Okay,
about.
then.
So we
Yeah.
may this may be my first episode that's ever taken down off of YouTube. But yeah, so that's what it's just a platform for people
Yeah.
to come and speak.
Right.
Um, the funny thing is, I've had messages from people that I would love to be on your show or be on the podcast, but I probably won't ever because so and so wouldn't like it or so and so would be mad, and I'm like, I don't want you on here anyway. It's
Yeah.
kind of that
Yeah.
stuff. So, But no, I asked you to
Yeah,
come because I know, you got into the Marines, and we'll talk about what we were just talking about just a minute
yeah,
ago
yeah,
about your dad not
yeah.
wanting you to do it.
Right,
Um, and then this picture that's sitting on this table, we'll talk about that. And then we'll move into the September suicide awareness
right,
stuff, and
right.
we'll get into that. So,
Yeah,
so what made you decide to go into the
right.
Marines?
Well, my play. Oh, I was my the. Well, I asked you about your placement test.
Right,
Was
right.
mine said I was going to be a gardener or a puppeteer. So I'm like, I don't know about the. And of course, the teachers were like, "Oh yeah, what'd you get? What'd you do? What you?" And I'm like, "What you're say?" I looked at some of y'all's and I was like, "I don't know about this. I don't know about." You go out there and look at the bed of my truck. You know what's out there? A little puppet theater.
Really?
Yeah, I've been helping her with her yard sale, and they brought it down out of their attic, and it's a full little wooden puppet theater for my to play with my kids at children's church, because I teach the kids, and there's some puppets.
So what goes
So
around comes around. I mean, here
I
it
mean,
is.
that's what I got for helping with the yard sale. I got a puppet theater. I finally am achieving what it said I was going to be. Now, gardening,
Different story.
I love them to death. I do love them to death. So that didn't pan out. But instead of waiting till I got that test, I wanted to go into child psychology. So I was doing my classes and all of that. Um, but there was just more. I just what it was just too. I don't know. There's just too much happening. There's too much. Even then,
Right.
there was just too much going on in in those classes. You're learning too much. You're seeing too much. It's reminding of too many things, and so anyway, change gears, and so uh, I went and saw Corey. He was 6 months ahead of me in the Marine Corps, and I went and visited him at his school. He was a firefighter on the airfield. I almost said rifle range, but that's not even close. Um, but anyway, at his school. He's at Goodfellow Air Force Base, and is he was in class, and some girl. She was actually the daughter of another Marine, and some I don't know how the conversation went, and she looked at me, and I'm about the same size as I was in high school, and she said, "Well, you couldn't, there's no way you could be a Marine," and I thought, oh dear. So I was like, huh. So while I'm down there, I called the recruiter in Evansville. I'm like, okay, and it's cold. I'm like, I'm gonna call. I'm like, what can you do? If I listen, if I'm gonna do this, he was like, well, what do you want? Why do you want to do it? I'm like, I just got to see if I can make it through boot camp. That's all I need.
Yeah.
Because she was like, you can't,
After that, I'm done.
you can't, yeah, I can't, you can't even make it through boot camp. And I'm like, be fine. I'm like, what will my contract say?
So was this girl like kind of had the hots for Corey or something, or
Oh
was
no,
she just one of
no,
those
and
like,
I'm
eh.
no, and I'm not jealous. Look, go for it. I can't feed him away from me. But no, no, I'm like, no, not at all. She was just unkind.
Just a little judgy McJudgerson, huh?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause I'm just standing there on my sticks and I'm like, whatever. I'm like, okay. And I thought, all right, okay. Cause her dad's just this bad boy Marine, whatever. And I'm like, whatever. And it wasn't easy.
Right.
It wasn't exactly 4-H or Girl Scout camp or whatever, but like all
She
things,
wasn't
it's
sitting around making brownies or nothing.
right. I
So,
never made brownies while I was in the Marine Corps. Some people made them for me,
right.
but not, no, no. But it's like everything. It's like what you make of it. Just like playing with those little puppets. It's what we'll make of it.
Yeah.
It is all just like your job. It's what you make of it. But no, you don't. I don't know. You just. But for her just to decide, you can't look at somebody and decide what they're capable of
Right.
and what they're not. Uh, So anyway, I'm like, whatever. So I called the recruiter. I'm like, he's gonna be home from class before long. I have got to. What do you have? What slots do you have? He was like, well, we can do this, but I can bump this girl. She's a little bit overweight, so I don't know if she'll make that one or not. So if you want to, and I'm like, done. I'm like, good, because I'm gonna write 10 ways, 10 good reasons why that he'll just go with this. And he was like, all right. I said, I'll talk to you tomorrow when he's not here. And he was like, okay. And I had not any good reason because I said so was one good
Just
reason.
just
Yeah,
because.
right. Just because I said so. Anyway, there was not any good reasons. Um, but, it quickly turned into, and I left, I mean, quick. I left, and before Christmas, I went when it was cold. He went through training, through boot camp when it was hot, sand fleas biting them. I went through, and when I was graduating, the sand fleas had just came out, but it was super cold, and our packs were a little heavier. But it was there was just not a really. We both were just too dumb. We both went through it, just the not
Yeah.
ideal
So you
times.
both experienced both aspects of it, the hot and the
Yes,
cold, and kind of
yes,
yeah.
yes. But um, we both all the time. He's like, you were in a total different Marine Corps than me, and I'm like, completely,
Yeah.
because you wore pajamas to work, and my uniform could stand up beside me because I would had used water and wood glue, so mine were creased, and he would zip up his flight suit and
Right.
go. But um, it it was just definitely a different thing. But my dad, it broke his heart. I'm like, Dad, I'm doing, and he's like, oh my, no, you're not doing this. He was in Vietnam. He was drafted in Vietnam into the army, but it didn't matter. But I was, nope. I already said I've got to see. I know you can, but that doesn't work.
Yeah.
I've got to do this. Somebody that I don't even know. I have no idea what her
You
name
probably
is.
never seen her again
I
after that.
I
But
know,
if you're out
no.
there
I
watching,
didn't see her after
haha.
that conversation.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It just entered my mind, and I did 4 active years and 4 inactive reserve time. Where you wait and like
See
the
if they need
FedEx
you.
truck goes by, you're like,
Yeah.
please don't drop off my orders. And
Right.
they called a few times trying to make sure my stuff was up to date. And when I'm on the phone with them, Corey's in the passenger seat, like trying to get in the floorboard. Don't tell them I'm with you.
Just don't
Don't tell them I'm with
turn the
you.
phone away
They
so they don't
know
see
we're
me.
married,
Yeah.
or I'm on a flip phone. Like,
Right.
don't tell them I'm with you. I'm like, whatever, whatever.
That's
Like
funny.
they're not even asking about. They never asked about it. I never called him, and I'm like, you're not recalling me. You've already broken my body. You're not gonna.
Right.
I won't make it. But it didn't matter. It didn't keep him from harassing me. But
Yeah.
anyway, we got through that.
So what'd you end up doing in the Marines?
Mm. Whew. Well, I started out in legal. Started out in legal. So I went in 2000, December 2000. Graduated boot camp in March 2001, and went through my schooling, and my first duty station was Camp Lejeune, and started doing legal. And so June, my duties to after I went through all of our other training that we have to do. Um, I went reported my first duty station was at Camp Lejeune in June, and wasn't just playing at home. I
Right.
had 10 days home and then was back again, and um, so uh, September 11th was that year, 2001. So I'm doing legal when orders start going on. So then I started working with orders and doing different things there. Corey is stationed in Hawaii. That was Kaneohe Bay, um, Marine Corps Airfield, um, Marine Corps Air Facility there on Kaneohe Bay. And so it was cheaper to move me to him than him move me to me. Move, wait, did that work?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
hold on.
Cheaper for you to move to him than it was for him to move to
For
you.
him to move to me.
Yeah.
So because his school was a lot more expensive than mine, and to move another firefighter, and because there's only so many of him and there are so many of me's. And so anyway, uh, from there I moved over to the general's building there in Marine Corps Base Hawaii, which even that small of a base, there's still, then there's really only a few of me, um, and did some orders there, um, and legal and different things like that. But then moved in. We in 2003 when they did the what a lot of people call the bombs over Baghdad, when we officially went to war, not
Right.
just threats and stuff like that. Which the world is on fire all the time.
Yeah.
I sent my friend a message that I was also stationed at Lejeune with, and he's still in. He's actually in the Air Force now. And I said, hey, when the world gets on fire again with this, you don't have to. Please don't volunteer. You don't have to you don't have to volunteer, right?
Right.
And he was like, hey, the world's on fire all the time. Like everybody, people just don't know it. And I'm like, I understand that. I know this.
Right.
I'm just saying, when it's
Just
set
throwing
on
it out there.
fire on TV,
Yeah.
uh, you don't have to, you know, go. Well, I'm going to go. You don't have to already get on
Yeah.
that
Pick me.
list.
Pick
Yeah,
me.
yeah. Don't do that. And but when it was, set on fire in front of everyone, uh, it then it got a little uglier. I didn't smile as much at work. I
Yeah.
started taking some stuff home. I started just kind of living with a lot of it.
Right.
Uh, Sorry.
I always forget to bring Kleenexes for you.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I use my socks. Um,
Hey, you know what?
I probably
Let me.
don't.
Let's do
I
this real
probably
quick.
don't.
Let's do this. Here's some little gifts. All right, this is from me and the Fat Boy app, and
Do they have
I may have threw some
they have
coffee in there from our
Kleenexes?
stuff.
There's a
There's some
T-shirt.
T-shirts in
T-shirt.
there, but we could take
Yeah.
a break here in a minute and get some
Thank you.
Kleenexes. But there's
Thank you.
just some little gifts. I usually give it in the very beginning, but we kind of got
We did.
deep in there right off the
No,
bat.
no, it's okay. It's
So
okay.
maybe that
That's right. Thank you.
change up
Thank you.
some stuff.
I'll dig in it every
So
once in a while. When times get
just
hard, I'll put that
grab the
on.
pink shirt out
Yeah.
or whatever.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. So yeah,
Thanks, fat boy.
things start getting real, I
It
guess, if you
it
will.
did. And it was always real to me because I know it's people's lives,
Right,
right? And I saw some stuff coming in and out, regardless of what was happening, and
right,
it was very real. When September 11th happened, um, it was very well. It was very real when September 11th happened, and it's still really real to me um, now. I have a friend who stayed there, worked, didn't leave the ground from
just live there.
when it opened, when they opened it.
So when they
And my
unlock the
words,
door,
my
yeah,
vocabulary is junk. But anyway, uh, when it happened, uh, they were on the ground immediately. She was in boot camp with me, and I adore her to this day still. And
I know I've seen on your Facebook stuff that you have like this core group of friends.
she's one of
So
them.
I figured she was probably one
I
of
was
them and
coming
stuff.
from her
Yeah,
house this time last year.
yeah. Wow, that's yeah, because
Yeah,
I remember that post. Yeah.
it was her.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. She didn't do it, but I was with her.
Yeah, you think
She know
you
I'm
think
stronger than her.
you beat her up.
No, I'm
Yeah.
tougher than her because she has cancer. But I
Ain't that neat how different lifestyles and different bonds you create. You know what I mean? So like, in the military, in first responders world, you create these bonds with people that you would never think you would create bonds with, right?
Rick, and I'm not racist. Somebody had said something about me, or something about me saying something racist or something. They heard me say something, and I'm like, were they joking? Would they mean it? And she
Right.
was like, I don't know. They were just talking. You were right there, and they said something, but it sounded like they said that. She said, I'm gonna ask them, and I'm like, I don't care to ask them.
Right.
And they were like, no, I didn't, I didn't say that. You let them know that I did not say that about you. And I'm like, yeah, it's fine. We'll clean up. I don't want anybody to think that and I'm like,
Right.
no, it's fine. Like, I don't think that I'm known
Yeah.
that way. It doesn't, surely, like, hear my heart here. I don't ever want anybody, mind you, I don't care what people think.
Right.
I don't buy things because I think you're going to like it. It does not matter to me what other people think. I don't live by way of other people.
I think for the
But
most part, the people that know you know that,
yeah,
eh, you
yeah,
know.
yeah. I
So
live trying to. I don't want to hurt anyone.
right.
I don't want to hurt anyone. I mean, if I do, please come and let me know because that's never ever my
Right.
intention. Um, but anyway, I'm like when I get together with my friends, I'm the I'm literally the only white one there. They make fun of me. I'm the only one that doesn't
You're the
speak.
minority in this
I
in this
am.
group.
I'm the one that doesn't speak Spanish. I don't. I'm like, what are we eating? What are we? What in the world is this? And they're
Yeah.
like, well, just eat it. And I'm
Just
like,
eat it.
okay, what's gonna make you sick? I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, because I don't eat this stuff. I don't even know what we're having.
Did you like
We're
any
gonna
of it?
have these and yeah.
It
Oh
was good
yeah.
stuff.
And I'll get like tamales from around here and send a picture and they're like,
What
do
is
not eat
that?
that. Do not. I'm like, that's all I've got.
Yeah,
That's all
this is the
I've got.
closest thing to you
You
I can find. Right. Yeah.
do not eat that.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're in
But
Hawaii and things start heating
you're right.
up.
I do.
They unlock the door and
Yeah.
it's
Well,
it's
at
going.
Lejeune, I mean, we immediately, because we are the closest, biggest base on that side of the country. And of course, things are coming in and they're going to start hitting bases. They're going to start doing this. They're
Right.
going to start, and we're like, what does that mean? And I'm a baby Marine. We're babies. And we're like, what, wait, what? What is this all? The whole world is what happened.
Right.
What's going on? And we don't know what's going on. Still got jobs to do. And so now we've got duty, which we had duties to do on top of our jobs and different things, but we now are sitting on top of Humvees with loaded weapons, sitting on top of tanks with loaded weapons, and different, everything's being now our vehicles are being checked as we're coming in or don't leave base. I don't want to. I'm too tired to even try to go
Right.
anywhere. Um, but it just got. I mean, it just flipped real quick,
Got heavy fast.
fast, fast, and we started losing your people that we played with in school or played with in training or played with in, their babies too.
Yeah.
And like, you know, well, I went to their wedding or went to their reception and now with their kid, I'm like, so it just, but in now I'm stuck. I'm, I can't, it was good that I was doing that, but at the same time that I had this job, it reflected good on me, my work ethic, but it was still like, oof, can't I just file something away or can
Right.
I walk around and take pictures or,
Kind of lick some envelopes or
yeah,
something. Right.
please let me do
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Can't I go play with the mascot, Dano, because he was fun. But no, instead I'm, doing orders and people checking in and out and bomb dogs going in and out and, that kind of stuff. And one, my service dog Zoe has her name from, so we're such a small base, I would gather up who all I needed, and I would attach them to a unit in California. They would go there 10 days, if not unless they had to go longer. But I would attach them there, and then they would go with that unit if I needed generals, drivers, or whatever needed over to Afghanistan, Iraq, wherever it may be. And uh, she is. I've got this set that has to go out, and uh, it's a single mall. And I'm like, I pull up all of her information, and I'm like, that's the same as I can outshoot her. And, can pull my PFT score, her PFT score, personal fitness stuff. Like, I'm
Blowing her out of the water.
essentially healthier than her. And she's got this little 5-year-old. I have Delaney,
Right.
but Delaney has a daddy. And I'm like, something happens to me, I've got a village, you know. And I'm like, there's no reason why I can't go do this and get back. Because at that point, I was doing 9-month deployments for some, most. So uh, I'm like, that's it. I can't do this. Because I have all their information. I've got your blood type. I've got all of that is in front of my face. And so here's my office, which is a little bigger than this. And uh, there's a bathroom. And on the other side, you can walk through our bathroom, and there's a civilian that also worked with me. And so I walked through our bathroom, or I hollered through the bathroom, and I said, "Do you have anybody?" And she said, "No." And I said, "I need to talk to you. I can't do this. I can't. I won't do these orders." And she said, "Well, there's nobody else here that does it." And she said, "Well, do you need my help? Do you need me to do? What do you need me?" I said, "I'm not doing. I can't send these up because I send them up. The general signs off on them." I said, "No, I need to go up and talk to him. I'll be back in a little bit." So I locked my door, and I went upstairs, and because I knew where he was at all the time. And so I ran up there and I said, "I need to ask you something." And he said, "What's going on?" And I said, "Sir, I can't do a set of orders. What do you need? You need me to get some more information from him?" And I said, "No, no, 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 no. This won't work. This won't work." And he said, "Well, show me what you got." I said, "Okay, look, I'm like comparing, I've got highlighted. This is this, and this one's this. This is me. And this one's this one." And he was like, "Well, this is more, right. I mean, yeah, that would make sense." And I said, "I know. There's no dad here." And he said, "Ain't going to happen. I won't sign them. I won't sign." And I said, I will do that. I will do that. I want to." And he said, "No, we're not doing it." And I said,
You like it when somebody tells you no, don't you?
I'm not a big fan. I'm like, I can try. I'll take no for an answer. I will. I'll take no for an answer, but not just because you, not arrogantly tell me no,
Right.
just
Right.
because I'll hear you. But I, not when I know good and well this is a better idea,
Right.
you know. not because I don't want because I said so.
Yeah.
I don't want
Yeah.
to hear because I said so. I want to say it.
Right.
So he said, no, we're not going to do it. I said, I'll type them up. I'll fix them and it'll be fine. And he said, mm-mm. And I said, why? Please tell me why not. And you don't. He's a 2-star general, but and still not that's not okay. I'm just
Right.
enlisted. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter. It didn't matter. He's the highest on our base, and I said, sir, you have to. I have to. We got to trade places. And he said, no. And I said, why not? I don't. Why not? And I'm about ready to cry in his office.
Yeah.
And he said, because you're more valuable than her. And that tore me up. I'm not more valuable than anybody else. And that has never left me. Never, ever left me because she's not more valuable
Right.
or I'm not more valuable. She's not more valuable than me and I'm not more valuable than her. We think that now, these days, badly. But it was not true. And I'm like, if anything were to happen to me, oh well. I mean, it happens. Delaney will be taken care of. I know that. And I hope it doesn't. But if it did, if anything happens with her, what will happen? So I gave her extended time to get home, get her daughter together. And uh, I called her cell phone because I needed a little more information from her. And she's checking into her unit there, California, all this stuff. And anyway, left her cell phone behind at home with her mom, got her daughter settled with her mom. And when I answered the phone, when she answered, her daughter answered the phone, and I said, hey, Zoe. And she said, yes. And I told her who I was. And she said, oh, hey, yeah, you're the one that took my mom away from me, that's taking my mom away from me. And I'm like, God. I said, no, 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 listen, no. And I'm like, yeah, yep, yeah, I am. And I'm sorry. But, and she didn't come back with my unit. She didn't come back with them. So that's why my service dog's name's Zoe. Uh, but I retired service dog now. But anyway, uh, we're not more valuable than, you know, another, no matter what, no matter our ailments, no matter our whatever. But,
I
you
think
know,
that's something that people now should learn.
yeah,
That no matter what you believe, what you say, what you think,
what you have.
you're not.
Yeah.
And I've experienced it. You've experienced that.
Hmm.
Um, just because you have this title or this arrogancy about you, you're not worth anything more than the next person.
Hmm.
You're not worth anything more than the person standing on the street corner with a cardboard sign.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, and I think a lot of people forget that
Yeah.
when they get a little bit of authority, if you will, a little bit of get those titles, those
Once you get it,
leadership
yeah,
titles.
I don't want a
You know,
title.
that,
And that's what I tell people. Listen, when I was diagnosed with Parkinson's, they said, I said, what do I do? How do I extend this? What do we do? Tell me what to do. I do not know what, I'm 38 then. What do I do? And uh, they were like, stress, do whatever you got to do. And I'm like, okay. Um, I don't clear your plate. And I was like, okay. Well, at that point in time, I was the service officer and the commander of the American Legion. And I'm like, okay, I'm trying to fix people's problems, do their, all of these things. And I'm like, okay. And funerals and, I'm like,
Right.
okay, and different things. And I'm like, guys, okay, I have to do it. But any kind of title, and I had to wear those hats to put that title in order to, you know, but I'll tell people, I don't, nope, if you're going to put, nope, then I just won't do it. You call me when you need something. If you need help, I'll be glad to help you
Yeah.
if I'm able. But if you need to tag me with something, I got no interest.
Yeah.
Not because I feel like I'm going to get a big head or anything,
Right.
but because that is not who makes me what makes me who I am.
Yeah.
It's not at all.
It changes people a lot of times. It changes.
Yeah.
I know a few that I've known for a very, very long time, and as soon as they get some kind of position,
You don't even
or
know who they are anymore.
nah, not the same person.
I've lost friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if they were really my friend in the first place.
That's funny because I was going to say the same thing.
That's what I've always told Delaney. You listen, you hear me. I probably wasn't big enough to even understand me.
See
But
in her diaper sucking
you,
on a bottle. You're like,
yes, I'm
oh.
hearing you. You listen to me and you understand me. You do not loosely use the word home, friends, or love. Ever. Ever. And she was like, okay, okay. I said, understand you do not know what I'm telling you right now, but it will matter to you.
Yeah.
It will matter to you.
One of my favorite things, one of my favorite memes I've ever seen is it was on Facebook and it's been around for a long time, but it's if you're if you think this post is about you and you're offended by this post, then it probably is about
I've
you.
seen that.
Like that's one of my favorite things because I've seen
Yeah.
people and they're like, "Oh my god," and I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah, maybe twerk
"Hey," you
because,
know.
yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, and it's just one of those things that I don't know what happens. I don't know where it happens, how it happens, why it happens. I've been called a title chaser. I've held um, two positions that if you want to put a title on them,
Mm-hmm.
one of them for the last year, I've literally let the volunteers handle that station, and you can ask them. I've never intervened
Yeah.
other than what I absolutely have to intervene on. Um, I don't need that stuff.
Yeah.
I just enjoy helping and being a part of stuff
Right.
and and
Right.
and that kind of stuff. But it's sad to see people who you like you said you thought were friends
Mm-hmm.
just completely
Yeah.
turn their back
That
on
don't
you.
keep me from being a friend to you.
Absolutely.
But there's so many people. Oh my gosh, oh yeah, I'm her friend. I'm her friend, or she's my friend. Yeah, I will be a friend to you. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm her friend. No, you're not.
Yeah.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Yeah.
No, you haven't been. I got a few Judases running around out there.
Yeah. I think we all do.
Yeah. I'm like, no, you're not. When it
Yeah.
got hard or you got busy or whatever, call me if you need something. And you prayed it. We're gonna get together. No, we're not. I knew it when you said it.
Right. Yeah.
I knew
Yeah.
it
It's
when you
kind
said
of like those. You get mad because you're not invited to a party that you knew you were gonna go to anyway.
it. I don't
That's
care.
that's like
Rick, I don't care. You
that's the
know
way
I don't
I
care.
know. That's kind
You
of
know
that's
I
kind of
don't
like
care.
it is with
But I know what you mean.
you
Yeah.
know it's kind of like
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
No,
go
I don't
anyway.
care.
But
I don't feel left out.
yeah, you're
I
definitely
don't
your
do
own
it.
person. Like
I, I, I
uh,
want to be only me.
yeah.
I'm, and if you don't like me, I'm okay.
You know what my favorite
I'm
saying
okay.
is? Depending on I'll be 46 in November. I usually tell people that well, I've lived 45 years without you. I can do another 45.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
kind of my saying.
Mm-hmm.
So 3 years ago today,
Yes.
Nashville, Tennessee.
This is
Let's
incredibly
talk about it.
difficult. This was September 21st, 2022. Um, because I wasn't really even functioning
Yeah, because I
after.
remember, you when you got home or whatever you posted, you're like, hey, it took me a couple of
Yeah,
days to
yeah,
get this
yeah.
out there.
Okay, here we go. Sorry. Restart. This is incredibly difficult to share, and I'm not going to answer any questions or respond to any comments. I'm not in the place for conversation right now. My purpose in sharing this is so that you may speak to your spouses or your children or your parents about being vigilant and always aware of their surroundings. Anything can happen at any time to anyone. The devil can use anyone to do his work. I spent the weekend in Toccoa, Georgia, along with some of my Marine Corps sisters from Texas. We were in Georgia visiting one of our sisters and husband, who are both fighting cancer, and their son. I was driving home Monday alone with and had drank 6 bottles of water from Atlanta to Nashville. So I had to stop. My GPS showed traffic was yellow and red for miles and miles, so I had no choice in stopping at the exit I was at. I've been donating and volunteering in Nashville for years, since Delaney was 7,
Oh
so
wow.
15 years.
Yeah.
So I know Nashville better than I do Union County, honestly. I didn't feel good about it. I knew not to. Man, I knew not to. But I did take the exit. It was at 2:40 p.m. I'll empty my bladder enough to allow me to get out of the heavy traffic, and then I'll empty it in a better place, was my plan. I'm at the stoplight waiting to turn, and a group of 7 people are sitting up on a concrete wall. I took notice of them because they were all just, it was on a high wall. Um, they were up in front of me. I was turning left, so the gas station is here. I jumped right off. The gas station is, I jumped right off, I turned right. There's the stoplight right here. The gas station is right there. They were jumped straight off, jumped right back on, but there's a retaining wall because they were building something. They were tearing down an old jumping jacks or putting up a new jumping jacks restaurant. But anyway, the gas station's right here, and these people were up on this retaining wall, just sitting, watching traffic
Just
go
hanging
by.
out.
Yeah, sort of. So anyway, I noticed on what caught my eye was the UK shirt because I'm a Louisville and IU fan.
Sorry.
Right, right. My mother would not allow it. However,
I like Gonzaga
doesn't have a
and
choice.
Butler. So
Uh, anyway, I noticed the UK shirt on one of them, and a homeless man is walking into oncoming traffic. The cars are honking, and he was flipping them off. You could tell. Clearly, something was wrong. Uh, something was wrong with him. He wasn't quite right.
walking through a zoo with no animals in it, eating spaghetti with a spoon.
I waited on him and let him go in front of me. And his cart was on the sidewalk by my truck. He walked in front of me and gave me the bird too, even though I let him go. So I just giggled and waved and said, God help that poor little man. So I turned, and then I turned into the gas station. Turned at the light, turned into the gas station, parked next to a construction van, big white construction van. So put my key in my left pocket with no keys attached, just my key in my left pocket, my phone in my right pocket. When I travel, it does not go in my back pocket because at any point in time, I have no butt. So my pants aren't, I won't know if somebody takes it out of my back pocket. So anyway, uh, and my, have my pistol on me. Yes, I carry. I locked my truck and went straight into the restroom and straight out. I didn't slow down. I didn't shop. I didn't look for anything. It was in, I may have been in there a minute. I did not wash my hands. I keep Germ-X. I just move. And I was in there no time at all. I'm always aware of my surroundings. I can't turn it off. I'm always watching. My truck beeps and unlocks when it senses my hand on my door handle. As soon as it unlocked, and it unlocks all my doors, both of my feet were grabbed and pulled from under my truck. which knocked me off balance. And as I'm stumbling, someone comes up behind me, puts his arm around my throat, and smashed my face in the window and jerks me back onto the ground and holds a knife to my face by my eye so I wouldn't move. While we're on the ground, all of the doors fly open and my truck fills up with people going through it and trying to start it, which will only go into accessory mode because my key is in my pocket out on the ground with me. The guy that was under my truck is now trying to tear my watch off of me and couldn't figure out my watch, so he moved on to my wedding ring. My finger is swollen because I've been up running around so much. I was swelling. Thank God he was having trouble. He was yelling and tells the ones in the truck that he can't get it off. So the one in the UK shirt tells him to cut my effing finger off. So while they're trying to figure that out, I finally got to my pistol, was able to get to my pistol and pulled it and fired 2 shots in the air.
This was 3 years ago, and it's still tough as hell.
Yeah. And, you know, I do okay without it. I do okay. I'm okay. But, you know, I don't think about it. I don't. I was coming back from North Carolina in July, and I see the exit, and I'm like, ugh.
Can I get that feeling?
Yeah, I just see the sign.
Do you get mad?
And I'm like, I'm sad. I'm sad because we're there.
yeah.
You know, it makes me so sad because it made my brother and my Corey, it made people want to, it made them want to go down and I'm like, we can't, please, God, don't do that.
Right.
You know, I'm like, that's not the answer for it. I'm okay. Well, no, you're not. And I'm like, no, it'll get there. But I just don't want it to happen to other people.
Right.
You know, that's what scares me.
Yeah.
And this next part was bad. Wherever it may be. I finally got my pistol and fired 2 shots in the air. And at that very time, my dad was calling. And my phone was ringing in my truck. And I could see my dash from the ground. Because my dash, or my screen was huge. Yeah. Now, my key wasn't close enough. It has to be in there to start. But my phone was close enough to
pick up the Bluetooth.
Yeah. And I could see it. And they're still scrambling around in my vehicle. And I just thought, oh, God, not my dad. Not my dad. And the hell that he's been through.
Right.
So that guy let me go. When I had my pistol, I would have let me go too.
Right. Yeah.
He had
I'd have been like, all right,
he brought a knife to a gunfight at that point. Yeah. He had let me go, but when he let me go, as he was letting me go, snatched me right back. Because I'm like on top of him. He's under me and I'm on top of him. And he's holding me back. but he had the knife like at my eye, and but so there was just blood just trickling down my face. But he licked that before he let me get away, and I'm like, you better not be a dirty birdie. Oh, what have I got? Oh, it was bad. That that bothered. That
Yeah.
I mean, no, all of it was not fun.
That right there is
That
just
is not one of those
that's the
times. It's
icing on
what
the
you
cake.
make of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. We are not going to laugh at this one day. I'm not going to come see you in a couple of years, and we're going to giggle. This is not going to happen, buddy. If I see you, we're going to be baptizing
There's
you.
not a remember
No.
that one time?
Yeah, yeah. Remember that time when all your stuff got stolen? So anyway, he let me go because he knew that I had a gun. But anyway, I jumped up, pointing my gun at them, and told them not to touch it. Like, don't touch my dash. Don't answer the phone. And told them if my dad has to hear what's going on, then I'll kill every one of you. And you'll go straight to hell. And I have no problem sending you there. And I'm in it.
Yeah.
I'm in it. That's the part that makes me sad. I told him I have no problem answering to God for it.
Yeah.
I, and I'm in it. If my dad had to hear what was happening, I do not care. I do not care to answer to God for what was happening. And I did. I told him. And God and I've talked about it. We talked about everything. Oh, if it's you again, I know you were coming. And I'm like, well, you made me how you made me.
Right, yeah.
But anyway, I think they knew I'm in it because they all jumped out of my laptop, this, that, everything they possibly could. Uh, Several things that can be replaced, a few that can't.
Oh, so they did end up taking some stuff.
Lots, lots.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Well, you can't leave empty-handed after you've gone through everything.
When you got a gun pointed at you, you might as
Yeah,
well make it worth it, right?
yeah.
Give me them 17 pennies in your cup holder and
Mm.
let's roll out.
It's just stuff.
Yeah.
It's just stuff,
I get it.
just stuff. And they left. So they jumped out. I jumped in
Yeah.
and left.
So was there any like bystanders
Oh
and
yes,
what were they doing? Same thing they were doing with
the same thing they were doing when I got there, pumping gas, running in and out.
just didn't you know that happened again just recently on a train.
Mm-mm.
You know, not the young Ukrainian lady
Oh
that her life was taken from her.
yeah,
Just sat and
you just don't
watched.
move.
Just sat and
It may
watched.
happen to me. That may happen to me. I don't want it to happen to me.
Yeah.
I'm glad
Just
it's
sit and
going on
watched.
over there. That
Yeah.
one's keeping them busy.
Yeah, I'll just look this away and
Yeah. So I jumped in my truck and I'm gone. Gone. I set my cruise on 85. If that truck could not drive itself with traffic, keep the cruise, if it didn't have that,
yeah.
then I wouldn't have made it home. I was gonna get to Clarksville, I think is what I said. I got, I got out of there really quick. My plan was to stop in Clarksville, get cleaned up, but I couldn't stop until Marion. I'm not sure if I would have stopped then if I didn't need gas. But when I went in to pay for my gas and stuff, I went in, they were like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" And I said, "No, no, I'm not." And they helped clean me up. But
Shout out to my hometown peeps.
yeah, yes. But my dad, I called one of the girls. Actually, that reminded me of that picture not
Yeah, we're gonna
long
talk about
ago.
this here
Yeah,
shortly.
she's just one of those godsends. Sure wouldn't have believed it in boot camp. But anyway, I just realized that. I spoke to her right after this happened. She was giving me an update on them because they were flying back to Texas. And said, "This is it." But I talked to my dad right. He called back, or I had to call him back because he would have been worried. He knew I was traveling. And so I called him back, and I couldn't, I wasn't even able to talk. And he was like, "Hey, hey." And I'm like, hey. And I'm like bawling. I can't speak really. And I'm like, "Dad, I'm okay. I'm okay. What the hell's going on?" And I'm like, "Daddy, I'm fine. I'm okay. I'm okay. Where are you?" And I'm like, "Nashville. I'm coming home. I'm on my way home. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm fine. I'll call you. I'll call you after I get home. Somebody will call you after I get home. I'm fine. I'm fine." He's like, "Okay." So just let me get home. But anyway, I didn't call Corey. Corey did not know.
Was he mad when he found out?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, I got
So,
home. I pulled
so
right up, and he was
Corey,
sitting on the porch,
Corey's
and
always
I
seemed
told
really
him.
quiet to me,
He's just
but
really super laid
I
back.
can see when,
But
yeah,
but I drive everywhere we go because I
right.
can't stand to ride with him. I can't stand it because we're driving, and
Sorry,
he's like,
Corey.
somebody tries to cut us off, and he's like, "My family's in here," and I'm like, "We don't want to ride with you. When you're after these people,
Yeah,
my family's in here," and I'm like, "Okay, but your family has to put up with you screaming at other people. We don't want to do this.
right.
We don't
That's
want to
funny.
do this."
That's
So,
funny.
yeah. But no, I can't stand it. But so I just, you know, give everybody,
Give him a
we had a
bag of
good
Cheetos and
time.
tell him sit back
Yeah.
and relax. You got it.
Sit down.
if
We'll sing
I gotta
or
turn this
harass
car
people.
around.
I can turn it around or throw you out, whatever you want to do.
Right.
But anyway, the reason I did share it is because we don't pay attention.
Mm-mm.
We just don't. And I mean, Delaney, while in Murray, was stalked by a grown man, and the police did nothing about it. Said they can't find him. No, yeah, you can. Yeah, you
They
could.
probably knew who he was.
Everybody knows who he was.
Yeah.
He drives a yellow scooter all over Murray.
Oh wow.
But she saw him. She knew. I mean,
Yeah.
had to deal with some stuff. She was scared to leave her apartment. But anywho, it wasn't great, but
That was one of the things that we don't on that there talks about we don't pay attention and we don't really I'm trying to find it now. But
we don't want to.
yeah, we're gonna get into that.
Yeah.
So let's take a quick break. We'll So let's thank our sponsors. We got the Fat Boy app, the only locally owned and operated mom and pop restaurant locator. Hey, you can download any of these apps and search the search engines on the big world wide web, and you're going to get chain restaurants, and it's going to leave out some of those really nice and tasty mom and pop restaurants that you may not know about when you're traveling. Well, the Fat Boy app is changing the game in that they're going around and signing these restaurants up so you can make it so it's a little easier to find these mom and pop restaurants so you can support local and eat some really good food. That's the Fat Boy app. You can download them in the Google Play Store or the Apple Store, so Android or iOS, or visit them on the web at www.fatboyapp.com. Stephen Watson's at Watson's Transmission. Man, we need to get him a crown because he's the king of transmissions. Listen, you're taking your boat to the lake and your truck starts shimmying and shaking and it's just not shifting into gear. It's probably because you need to go see Stephen Watson and get some transmission work done. He is one of the only transmission guys around here, and he is considered one of the best. That may be just my biased opinion, but That's the word on the street, folks. Stephen Watson at Watson's Transmissions. You got Jen's General Store up there in Morganfield. Take a step back in time when you walk into her store and get greeted like you never. You think the big W store greets you when you walk in? Well, you ain't walked into Jen's General Store. Go in there and get you a big, thick bologna sandwich and an L8 from Winchester, Kentucky, man. If you ain't had that combination, then you just ain't living. You just ain't living if you ain't been to Jen's General Store. And we thank her for her support. Ironstein Coffee, located in Morganfield, man, they're up there just brewing up some coffee and roasting some coffee beans right there in Morganfield. That's our little hometown coffee place. Ironstein Coffee, Jerry and his buddy take care of you, man. They got so many different brews and flavors and aromas, if you will. They got coffee for days at Ironstein Coffee. They cater to your business. You got a business and you want some coffee to hand out at like some expos or some conferences, man, they'll slap that logo right on there of your company. They'll hook you up, man. They're shipping all across the United States now. So they're growing every day, and we thank them for their support. Jake Wolf at Wolf Customs. Let me tell you about Jake, man. He was a coal miner and he said, you know what? I don't want to do it no more, so I'm going to start my own business. And that's what he did. He started Wolf Customs there in Waverly. You need a lift kit. You need, you need tires. You need brake jobs. You need little engine work on your motor. Your motor's not purring like it should. So you go see Jake Wolf at Wolf's Customs, and he's going to take care of you, man. He takes care of us here at the Front Porch America podcast. Let's see here. We got Hackney. We got Mr. Hackney, Shane Hackney out of Marion, Kentucky, and Hackney Door Company. Man, you need garage doors that open. You need garage doors that closes. Hey, you got a garage door that squeaks. Holler at Shane Hackney. Man, I seen he installed a black garage door on this lady's garage, and that sucker's pretty. You got to go check it out at Hackney Door Company. You find him on Facebook under Hackney Door Company. Man, I don't know what else to say about Mr. Shane. He's a good buddy of mine. Has been a friend of mine for many many years, and he does good quality work. So if you're looking for garage doors, hit him up. Billy Perkins up there at Warwick County Tire. You need tires, you need mud tires, you need slick tires, you need grippy tires, you need soft tires, hard tires. He's got that for you. And some of the best prices around up there in Boone, Vegas. So go see Billy at Booneville at the Warwick County Tire, just below the McDonald's there in Booneville. So go check him out. Josh Parrish at BHG Realty. Listen, man, you need a house. You're looking for some property. You're looking for commercial property. Josh is the go-to guy to do it, man. He is called the closer, and they call him that for a reason because he gets the sales locked in at the best prices and he gets the job done. And we really appreciate his support here at Front Porch America. Man, we're fortunate to have so many sponsors, and I don't want to leave any of them out, but man, every day we're growing, and we can't do that without the Front Porch America sponsors that we have, and we're blessed to have them. So let's get back to the show.
Right, where are we headed?
So we're back now. Let's get into the hard stuff. You know, I mean,
That's hard.
we've kind of. I mean, everything so far has been hard, but
Yeah,
this is some tough
but it
stuff
was
here.
easy stuff.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah, it was
guess
that was easy. That was the easy part.
this is fixing to get probably hard, because it affects so many people, and
Yes.
we never know what somebody's going through. And
This was our
I
purpose in getting together.
think so.
What this is
I
what
don't
we
know.
thought our purpose was is getting together.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know
Yeah.
what. So September Suicide Awareness Month.
Hmm.
Um, you firsthand know it. My
Hmm.
wife firsthand knows it. Um, I've been fortunate enough to indirectly, and I don't know if that's fortunate, but indirectly
Yeah.
know it.
Yeah.
Uh, I usually don't say that much, but this is one
That's
of those
it is.
topics that's kind of
This is a definitely
it's
a
tough.
and
Like,
and
yeah,
ooh.
yeah.
It is.
I can talk crap about a lot of stuff, but this
Yeah.
is touchy because being raised Baptist,
Right.
I'll throw that out there that the beliefs on why people commit suicide or committing suicide is cut and dry, right? It's wrong no matter how
And
you do it.
Catholic.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
mean, you're going to hell.
Yeah. So,
It's official.
and for the longest time, I'll throw it out there, hate me, love me, whatever.
Yeah.
I thought the same thing. I
Hmm.
thought it's a cowardly way out, and
It is.
not knowing.
Yes, that is it. You're a coward. Life's not that hard. There's always an answer. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. So, but being in the line of work I'm in, and being around as many people as I've been around with suicidal ideations, and I think it's a mental thing.
Hmm.
I think there's something going on inside that person at that time that it's not from the outside looking in. It's not a cowardly way. It's what they feel is the only way out at that time.
Hmm.
And we can get as religious as you want, and I'm sure it'll be a controversial topic, but
Yeah,
I don't want it to go there. I want to bring awareness to people, and your stuff that you've got over there is we don't take care of each other.
we don't.
We don't check on each other. I say that I have friends, but do I check on them like I should? I don't.
Mm-mm.
Do we check on our family members like I should? And we don't.
No, no, we
The more
don't.
you think about it,
No.
like if you really sit down and check yourself,
Mhm.
we're not as
No,
good as we think we are.
no.
You
And
know.
I do. When I said I don't want to hurt. I do not want to hurt people. And I play more than I am serious for the most part, and I can get
You know.
serious.
You, you watch.
But
I'm sure you watched Friends, like
I do.
the
Yeah,
greatest
yeah.
sitcom of our
Hmm.
generation, in my opinion.
Which, if anybody has any Friends T-shirts out there,
Right.
and my friend was gathering some stuff at the yard sale there that I was helping her get her things together with. She said she wants to make a friend quilt. You got it? Find any Friends shirts? Get them together for me.
Yeah.
So we're trying to.
I
I need
got
to
you.
throw that out there. You see anybody with Friends shirts?
Okay.
Tear them off their backs. I
Just
need them so she
take
can make
it.
a friend quilt.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, so
Give them one of your shirts.
so it's kind of like Chandler.
Hmm.
His character when he was always in a predicament, he
Hmm.
he used comedy to kind of bring,
Yeah,
and that's kind of what I do. When I'm
yeah.
in an uncomfortable situation, I usually make jokes,
Hmm.
and it's not because I'm joking about the situation, but I'm trying to get comfortable in that situation,
Yeah,
and that's how I do it. So
yeah,
so firsthand, you're kind of
yeah.
thrown into that mess, if you will.
Yeah,
So
for
let's talk
sure.
about it.
For sure. Well, uh,
And not only family, but friends,
yes.
military
Yeah.
friends,
Oh, yeah.
and
Yeah. A majority have been. So I'm 45 now. When I was 8, my mother died by suicide, and um, I've lost now. And I'm not like keeping a tab. Sliding my abacus. Is that what they're called? Abacus.
abacus. Yeah,
My abacus
I bet y'all
along
didn't even know I knew
to
that word, did you?
yeah.
Yeah,
Uh, anyway, I'm ticking it across, learning it. It was just, it's become so many that I was, and now I'm like at what, 35, 30. I was 8 then, 30. I don't know. I'm not mathing. I can't math. That's why I wrote it down and counted one time. Like, this is too many.
so you're like in the
I'll be
30s.
45. I yeah. So for only 30 something years now, I've lost 55 people now to cancer, whether they are my family, my friend, I mean, people have meant something to me.
Right,
They've meant something to me. It wasn't like they've my heart has been shattered. I've had that loss. It's not, oh, I saw it on TV.
right, right.
This celebrity that oh my gosh, I think I know. No, it has been people that I
50 some
I
odd
want
people to
back.
suicide.
55.
Wow.
And it started when I was 8 with my mom.
I
I'm
don't know
45
that
now.
many.
And I put all the other deaths, car wrecks and cancer and, you know, not coming out of surgery or whatever together. And I haven't lost that I know of. I haven't didn't feel like I needed to put those down. I don't want to do that.
Right.
I don't want to. Um, but it was so much and happening and swirling around me so much that I was like, my gosh, why am I feeling totaled out so much, so much, so much? I'm like, ugh. So I wrote them downward, name by name and number by number. And I was just, and just as recently as my niece on August 3rd, who was 18, uh, and that was far different. I mean, that, even as my mom, I was 8. That doesn't mean she didn't matter. My gosh,
Right.
that changed my whole my whole trajectory of life. Oh, thing. Uh, but and with her, I mean, I see people now that knew my mom, and some of them will hug me, and I just feel like I'm hugging your mama. Come here, and I'm like, okay, But I knew her as my mom,
Right.
but I didn't get to know her as my friend.
Yeah.
So I can't
I mean,
say
you knew
I
her
don't
for eight
miss her.
years.
Yeah, right. I didn't know her for a lifetime. I didn't get to, like, right now. Like my dad, losing my dad. I lost my friend.
Yeah.
You know, sure I lost my daddy, but I lost my friend, the man that I would get. We would, Dad, we gotta go get these people, food. I gotta go get groceries for this family. Well, let me help. Let me help you get it too. Let me help you. I will help you. I want to help. We gotta get furniture for this family. We gotta, couple, come on, let's go do it. I lost someone that I helped. We did things together, joint
You
things
lost
that we
structure.
care about. Absolutely structure. And I lost that years ago with her, but I didn't lose somebody. When something happens, I don't go, hey, I need to call my dad. I need to call this friend. I need to call this one. Um, and there have been several on that 55 uh, are those type of people, but with mom at people, I have to run into them all the time now. Man, I miss her. I miss her graduations. I miss her, when I got married, when I had Delaney, a
Right.
grandparent for
Your miss is
Delaney.
totally different than their miss.
Yes. So, but the others, a majority of them have been veterans.
Let's talk about one
And
particular veteran that one of the most viral, well known
yeah.
ph- photographs,
hmm
and you knew him personally.
I didn't know him. I knew this picture. No, because he passed away when I was 13. He
Oh,
took his life when I was 13.
s- let me.
Not long after I wrote a term paper on him, or one of my finals on that. It's called The Vulture and the Little Girl. She's a little Sudanese baby. And so she's starving to death. She has this little band on her right here, which means she's already been to the food. She's already been registered to get food. So over here somewhere, her parents are getting the food. And the story, what was really going on is her parents are over here get at the food drop. This photographer went because he knew things are ugly, worth taking pictures of, and he so he went to gather bad pictures.
Right.
And anyway, he sat there for 20 minutes and waited for the perfect picture. And that vulture was there, and he eventually scared it away. And that baby not dead. He's actually a little boy. His name was Kong Nyong or something. Anyway, he didn't, that baby's not, he didn't die that day. They caught up with his dad many moons later, and he died from a disease long after this photographer. He actually, after seeing all of these things, he knew he could. So he got a Pulitzer Prize for this picture, and there were people, attacking him over why would you ever, uh, why would you do that? Why would you let this go on? Which journalists are held to certain rules and regulations they can't interfere with. I mean, because of diseases, I'd go up and touch her, and then I go and help you and
It
pass
would
it on.
spread it,
It's just
right?
yes. So anyway, um, that worked on him. Not to mention the things that he had seen. I forget what his war was. He took pictures too, but um, in the Air Force, I'm pretty sure his name was Kevin Carter. Um, but anyway, he looks he's taking pictures. He also sees all of this trauma, all of these things that are going on in this country, and among others. And he had it. What were they called? The Bang Bang Club, Bang Bang Brothers. I forget what it is. Anyway, because they are hitting their cameras, just
Just
pictures,
constant.
bang, bang, bang. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. So anyway, I should have looked more into it when I was to refresh my memory when I brought that brought that. But anyway, he could not live with the constant turmoil of things he had seen in the past. This kind of stuff, he was always seeing it, and he ended up taking
Taking his own life.
his own life. Um, he was rewarded for seeing this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Um, and it chases. There's stuff that just chases you and
Yeah.
chases you. Like you said, they, they just want the pain to end, whatever it may be. There's nowhere to turn. And
Right.
who was looking after him? Who was checking in on him?
Yeah.
You may be going through it, and quite frankly, I don't care. I ask you how you are, but I pray to God you don't answer.
Right. Yeah.
Hey, how are you? Fine, how are you?
Yeah.
Hey, how are you?
That's the
And
answers
just
you want.
go.
You really, when you ask somebody that, you really don't want
No,
to know the truth.
no, not at
You
all.
don't?
And, I said, my thing is we neglect each other and abuse each other. Um, we neglect and abuse each other, which we can hit on that. My, you said it's mental. It's a mental thing, and you get to a place where uh, you feel like there's nowhere to go, and you don't know what to do. And I believe that. Now, with that said, I think some people get to places where um, and I hope you and anybody else that may hear this, I hope you hear my heart. I don't mean anything by it. I just have seen so much, heard so much, and that the 55 is not attempts. It's not. Those are all gone.
Right.
But these are. There are also. It far exceeds the 55. The attempts. The phone calls, and can you help me? Can you talk to my spouse or my kid or my
Right.
any of that? And I don't mind it at all, one bit, ever. Don't regret one phone call. Don't mind any phone call. Call me, wake me up, do it. Please do it.
Yeah.
And I mean it. Call and talk to someone somehow. If that's what you need, then do it. Don't you dare cry wolf, because it's not a joke.
Right.
But if you need help, get it.
Yeah.
from wherever you do.
So you
But
said back in August, your niece.
yes, yes, uh, that our life is so hard. Life is so hard, and you get to where you don't know. I don't know. We see things. We see things, but we don't know. But uh, sometimes we don't. The thing is, like I put on there that uh, the reality is people don't die by suicide in one day. Okay. It's often by unseen and unheard things. And if we're honest, we don't notice it
Right. You
sometimes.
think you think we don't want to notice it?
Some of them, sometimes. And we don't notice it sometimes until it's too late.
Yeah.
And that's what's costing us lives. But sometimes when somebody's life is made up, sometimes when somebody's mind is made up, there's,
No changing it.
yeah.
Do you think in this day and age that you said crying wolf,
Yeah.
right?
And I hate saying that.
I do
Man,
too.
I
I do
shouldn't say
too.
that.
No, but it's going to bring me to this point of, do you think the mental health crisis that we're in, because
Yes.
I feel like we're in a mental health crisis, but
Horribly.
the sad part is the amount of people that take advantage of that, right? Growing up, you and I both know, and even people that are older than us, they like to refer to the Gen Xers, suck it up, buttercup, go on with it, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I grew up in that era,
Yeah. Yeah.
but now it's, I need a mental health day. Sometimes I feel like people, and people take advantage of that sometimes, right? So how
Yeah.
do you differentiate? How do you treat people that come and say, "Hey, I need a mental health day," or "I need this. This is," or do you just want to not go to work today, or do you actually need that help? Right? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I know people that will abuse that mental health
Just like the
day.
service dogs. I stopped using Zoe around here because of all the service dogs that attacked her.
Oh wow.
I don't have any problems outside of small town USA.
Yeah.
It literally was around here.
Not trained service dogs.
Hmm.
Buy a vest off of Amazon and
And
get
in
online and
Walmart
get you.
and jumping out of trucks side of Walmart parking lot. And I mean, just on and on and on.
I know I hadn't seen
Yeah.
Zoe out, and
No,
it's
because
been a while.
I mean, and she got traumatized
Yeah.
by it. Her job was to take care of me, but I also have to protect her too.
Right. Yeah.
But anyway, sorry.
No,
Because
no.
you take advantage. People will take advantage, and
And do you think
Rick,
that
I don't
causes us to
know.
miss the actual signs from some people? I mean, do we take?
I think that too. I'm going to say everything. You're going to get some ugly, 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 and I
Listen, this
apologize.
is a conversation,
I know it
and
is, like you said, I say things, and I don't care what people think, but I don't want to hurt anyone. But
well,
I
there's
don't know
no
any way
intention
to
of
say
doing that.
no, not at all. But
You don't know what you don't know.
yeah, right now, I think there are people that uh, I think there are people that will that I don't want to say don't have anything wrong with them, but there are people that don't have anything that will say. There's people that put things on themselves, that bring things on themselves over and over and over again until they talk themselves into being sick or hurt or whatever, social media included,
Yeah.
so that for attention. So you'll pray for me, or you'll uh, uh,
Do X, Y, and Z to get, yeah.
so that so that I'm seeing. I mean, I can't give you I mean, a name. I'm not thinking of anyone specific right now, but
Right.
I,
Well, I mean, all
but
you got to do
I
is
mean,
open up social media and
you
scroll a
can
while, and you
see
can
it, and
see.
to me, I think that is also
Do you
a
think those
problem.
are
But I
initial
think,
cries for help?
to me, where I can see from my eyes and seeing a lot of the things, it to it alarms me.
Yeah.
It alarms me because I do, and since Amelia's passing, I've talked to some people that said, I didn't see, even in schooling, I've been taught, went through psychology classes, and I've gone through suicide awareness training. I've done through all of this to be a crisis, this and that, all the
Right. All the things.
certification, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But before I even went through any of that stuff, uh, I could see the triggers, see this, I can't outrun it.
Right.
I've kind of been trying to, and the numbers just keep stacking up, kind of, not kind of, they are. But before, I think people don't recognize them, don't want to, or they only rely on that type of, well, they didn't say they were gonna.
Right.
They didn't say they were gonna.
Oh, I
No, but
know them. They would never do that.
yeah.
Yeah.
But we only say so much out loud, Rick.
That's true.
We only say so much out loud, unseen and unheard. But did I say it and you wouldn't? Did I say it and you were busy on your phone?
Right.
Or do I not even know how to talk? Do I not even know how to express it? As it's now that it, social media, even I may have to post it like that. Yes, I totally believe it's cries for help because we don't talk to each other anymore.
No.
We don't look people in the eyes anymore.
Nope. We're looking at a bunch of letters on the screen 99.9% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
so how do we get away from that? How do we?
Or we can't make people care. We can't make people want to, uh, I want to, we, and what, I would love to see the schools. I know that the schools, it's not the school's responsibility to raise the kids, but I mean, I'm working, you're working, we're both trying to make ends meet. Our kids are, they're eating at school. They're doing everything at school, but they're here taking baths. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
taking a bath, taking a nap.
Exactly. Exactly. They don't bring homework because chances are I'm not going to help them and you don't have time to help them. And so, anyway, I hate to put it on the schools, but the truth is a lot of stuff, it's our job to raise our kid. It really truly is. But life has gotten so busy, so difficult. So they're the reality is they're at school, give them the best tools, the
Right.
most love, the most grounding you possibly can while you have them, because you've only got them so many hours for so many weeks, for so many years, and then they're gone to be better humans, to be good humans, to raise little people just like them. And I wish the schools would implement something. I mean, it's been a little more than a few years ago, many years ago. I offered to, his name's Nick Vujicic. He's a pastor. He's a speaker. He was you know,
You did this. I thought you were going to say a little person at
he
first.
doesn't have legs or arms.
See, I didn't know that.
He's this tall, but he doesn't
That's
have
why
legs or his arms. I've wanted to hug him since 2009 is when I knew about him, found out about him. And I've watched him ever since.
I'll have to check
But he's
him out.
incredible. He's incredible. But he's a speaker. And anyway, he goes through and he talks to kids about a life, about mattering. All he can do is look at you and tell you you matter. That because we don't.
Right.
I'm not going to look at you and tell you you matter.
Yeah.
I'm going to look at you and ask you, hey, how are you? And I'll say, fine, how are you? Or you'll say, fine, how are you? And you're gone. I can barely hear you asking me, how are you?
Right.
And I'm praying that you don't say how you're really doing.
Right.
Because I just am trying to get in.
Trying to get in and get them eggs and milk and go on home.
Yeah. That's why Corey goes to Walmart for me so much. Because he don't want to go with me. He's scared to death that somebody's going to see me. They know me. They're going to talk to you. They're going to see you.
Yeah.
We're going to be there forever. He don't have enough time off work
Yeah.
to be spending time with me and somebody counseling or doing whatever, or a
Right.
kid playing with a kid, frisbees in a parking lot, whatever.
I have to say, for the amount of time I've known you, that anytime I've ever seen you out or just walked by you being out, you've always stopped and you've always conversated with somebody. And I've seen Corey. I've seen his looks in Walmart.
Like
Just
waiting,
come on,
waiting.
But I have to say that, and that's what always has been. Um, I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but intriguing, I guess. You've always taken that time for from the first time I've ever interacted with you. I've always noticed that you've had that time for somebody, and and Turtle, he was like, "Hey, I ran into somebody that you," and he was like, "You really need to get her on." And I was like, "You know what? I've thought about it. I've thought about it in the past. I've got a list of people that it's in that drawer. I've got a list of people that I want to interview for certain reasons, and you were one of them. I mean, um, just for the compassion and just your fire that you have.
It's
You're
just
not afraid to
Jesus.
say stuff, right?
It's
You're
just
not.
Jesus.
Yeah,
It is. It
yeah.
is.
Let's talk about Amelia.
Okay. And speaking of Jesus, he mattered to her. That's what mattered to her. And God, I'm so grateful. You talk about, okay, you commit suicide, you go to hell. We don't get to decide that. That's oh my gosh, thank God. That is the good part.
I know
He
I just
gets to
asked you to talk
decide.
about Amelia, but you brought that up. Um, it's not our place to judge people.
Mm-mm.
We're to judge righteously, but we can't judge where their soul goes.
No, no.
That's what that means is,
Yeah,
when people's like, you can't judge this person. No, you can judge them, but you cannot judge them righteously. You cannot say
right.
they're going to hell or they're going to heaven or
If I see you running around out of line, out doing things that makes Jesus cry, I'm gonna go, hey Rick, because I love you. Hey Rick, hey, and I know that's not who you are, who you want to be, who God
right.
wants you to be, and intended for you to be. I'm not gonna be like, here he goes.
Yeah.
I need to lovingly try to draw you out of that. But
Right.
I don't need to go, you know what? You need to be living like me. Look out, world. Don't do that. Just say as I do, or
Right.
do as I say, not as I do.
Right.
But that's not, I don't think that's me kind of judging you a little bit. But
Well,
it's his job to decide whether you're doing good enough or not. But when I'm like, I know good and well, hey, Ricky over here making Jesus cry, and we're not supposed to do that. Come on,
yeah.
come on. But your relationship between you and God is yours and God's alone.
Yeah.
We don't really have to go to church.
No, and
But that
this is,
fellowship is,
man, we can get all over the place, but I
I know.
literally just Sean Ryan,
Mhm.
his podcast,
Mhm.
love, man,
Mhm.
that dude is preserving some military history,
Mhm.
and he's kind of expanded out. And he just had a gentleman on that, and I wish I don't even want to say his name because I'll butcher it, but his last name starts with an A, and he kind of exposes the mega churches,
Mhm.
and he talks
Mhm.
about that. Man,
Yeah.
the stuff he talks about, just kind of, you're like, oh wow,
Right.
you know.
Right.
And that's, he talks about judging and judging righteously. We're not
Absolutely.
gonna, we can't judge where somebody's gonna go, whether they're gonna go to heaven or hell, but you judge somebody by their
It's not.
actions,
Yeah.
uh
And good people go to hell every day.
every day.
Every day.
But
And that's the part that scares me for
girl,
people.
my thing is, oh, I'm not worried about it, I do all these good things and good
I
works.
donate money.
It's not gonna get you to heaven.
God don't need your money.
No,
He
it's not.
don't.
But if you haven't watched that episode, with Sean Ryan and the guy that exposes the mega church, I think it's like Apfel, or I don't even, I'm butchering it. I know I am, but oh my goodness, it's something. And he's got a special, and it was
Yeah.
supposed to be on Netflix, but I can't find it on Netflix.
Yeah.
But I'm hunting it down to watch it because it's pretty interesting. And I say that because you say you don't have to go to church,
You
and he
don't.
talks about that,
Yeah.
with two or more gathered or whatever, and that's you and somebody
Sometimes it's
else
just
sitting
me and
down.
him gathered. I'm like,
It's two people.
That's two of us, buddy.
Yeah, yeah. So I
Look,
mean, we can.
bring you, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit, and me. We got four. Here we all are
Yeah.
together.
So
But I mean, listen, sometimes, a lot of times, I feel more God, me in my house, and than I do sitting in the front row of
the
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 church.
best way I can explain that is that Larry Fleet song, "Where I Find God."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think people. You don't have to go to a structure to
I think that's
have that
religion.
relationship. It is
That's
religion.
religion that's getting
Yeah,
in the
and
way.
I'm not a fan of religion or
I'm not a
denominations.
religion. I'm just spiritual. We're all spiritual. We are
Yeah,
spiritual beings, and the human part gets in the
yeah.
way.
And I know we got
You
off on a
know,
tangent with
we did.
Amelia,
We
but
did. I'm
Amelia
sorry.
and
Yeah.
Jesus, and it's kind
Your
of.
poor thing is just a mess. I'm sorry.
I'm a mess. My
Welcome
podcast is a
to
mess.
my
So
life.
this is real talk,
Yeah,
and if
this
people
is
don't like
true.
real talk, it's on them.
But yes, Amelia, and that which I changed it. Her that was her thing. She was about God, and what she wanted to have done. Like she wanted people to get in into church. She wanted. There were so many people. There were people that sent that even sent like the pastor her messages. And did you know? I know God because Amelia led me to God. So anyway. Amelia ran their family's store, and she has a little box, a little thing full of pennies with crosses stamped in them. This one's got her date of birth on it, and watch the government gonna come get me because we messed up some pennies. But anyway, buckets and buckets
Now you
and
should be fine
buckets.
because here we go on a tangent
Yeah.
again, but everybody's like, "Oh, you deface this." No, the only time it's illegal, from what I understand, and I could be wrong,
Mm.
is when you do it for monetary gain.
Nope, these were all given
So
away.
yeah,
All
so
given.
you're good.
Monetary gain was the people that's probably sold her the whole buckets of them stamped out. Now
Probably.
those people are in trouble.
Well, and I
But
think it kind of goes to like counterfeiting and that kind of stuff.
yeah,
But so yeah.
yeah,
But anyway, that's a whole nother
whole
podcast.
nother thing. You're right.
But
Um, but anyway, so we passed those out. Well, my first one, she ever gave. Well, she didn't. I wasn't able to give me this one, but is on my keychain that she handed me because she passed them out at their grandfather's funeral that passed just after Dad and their other grandfather's funeral. Um, but when she handed me that one, she just lit up. Being able to share, that,
yeah,
and she would just give them to it. It mattered. That mattered, and her relationship with God in her Bible was marked. Exodus 14:14, the Lord will fight for you. And there weren't a lot marked in her. She had a lot of different things, but that one was a,
That was a big
you
deal
know,
for her.
yeah. But, I think losing her has been
We took a break and I still didn't get no Kleenexes for
it's okay. It's okay. This is like a generic podcast. I didn't expect like a green room or anything.
you.
um, uh, yeah, I think that's the closest I've ever come to a full-fledged nervous breakdown. A full one. Uh, like I'm not, I'm know that I'm not okay. I'm not okay. Uh, and I said, I'm like, oh no, I just want her back. That's it. I just want her back. Can we do anything? Can you do anything? Yes,
Yeah.
I want her back. That's it. I just want her back. And God would not give her back. I tried and tried and prayed and prayed. I want her back. And I'm like, that's it. God, I can't. I've gone through so much hurt, even aside from the suicides and the different things, and I'm like, no way. I cannot. If a 56 comes along, I will not make it. And I looked at Delaney and I said, Delaney, I'm telling you, I cannot make it through another one. I don't know if I'm going to make it through this one. And for your kid to look at you like, oh my gosh. But I was being truthful. I do not know if I'm going to make this because my nieces I love them like my own. I'm close to them. They may be, 4.5 hours away, but it is literally nothing for me to get in the car, drive over. Last week, I drove there. We ate lunch and I came back.
Yeah.
It matters. They matter. They matter. And so I'm like, God, you cannot wake me up in the morning. I can't feel like this. I cannot. You cannot. If you love me, do not wake me up in the morning. Don't. Please don't wake me up in the morning. I don't want to. Which, I've had a few handfuls of neck and back surgeries uh, after getting hurt in the Marine Corps and, kind of still going along because I'm so young, aging so
Right.
aging
Graceful.
so well, obviously. But Dr. Corey will always say in a few, well, when they're taking me back, I'll see you in a few hours, and I'll say, I hope not. And he's like, stop saying that. I'm like, well, I'll wake up in heaven.
Yeah.
I'm great with that. And he's like, you have got to stop saying that. And I'm like, I mean it. I'm like, but I mean it. And he's like, but I'm not okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm like, but I am. But I mean it. When you say in a few hours, that's what goes through my head. Oh, I hope not. I don't want to wake up and smell alcohol and all the other things that are in there with the lady with a washcloth on my head that I don't know. Where am I?
Right.
But I mean, it's fine. I do have a good life, but and a husband I don't deserve, and for certain he doesn't deserve me by any means.
He's a lucky man. So,
Very lucky man. But anyway, I'm in it. God, do not. You can't. If you love me a smidgen of what you tell us in my Bible, in our Bible, you can't. You can't. And I kept waking up. I'm like, ugh. So I'm packing, going to the funeral, and I'm not sleeping. But when I would, I know I'm running off nothing. But when I would know that I'm falling asleep, I'm okay. God, for not waking me up. But because I have so much control,
right, yeah.
and so I'm packing, and Alina calls me from Texas, from boot camp. Actually, from Romania and Brooklyn, lives in Texas now. Calls me and she said, "You okay?" I know, never mind. I know you're not okay. And I said, "Nope, nope. I don't know if I'm gonna make this. I don't know if I'm gonna make it." And she said, "Yes, you are. Yes, you are." I said, "I'm packing, trying to pack." She said, "Okay. What can I do? Always, what can I do?" And I'm like, "If you can't get her back, I don't, nothing." And she said, "You know what? And I've always said, I know at any given time, even on my worst days, the days when I literally cannot get myself out of bed, there is always someone, probably even two, that would gladly trade places with me at any given time,
Yeah.
always. But right now, nope. And Alina knows that. I've said it for years. I got hurt when Delaney was just a baby, just a newborn. So I've said it all her life. I've known that all of her life. But right now, and I told her, I said, "Listen, there's no one I would even allow to trade places with me right now.
Yeah.
There's no one. I wouldn't put it on anyone. I would not. I would not. If there was anything I could do to get her back, I would."
Was there any signs leading up to it, or
You know, Amelia was sick. She was sick for a few years. She had Crohn's. So she didn't get to do the whole, uh, she didn't get to do the whole stay in school, do this, do that, with everybody else.
right?
So my dad had Crohn's, but she was so young she couldn't do the whole trial, different things like that. So anyway, she's been through it. She's been through it. She's been through it. And some other stuff, but uh, she was very charismatic. Very, I mean, anything. She was a people whisperer, a dog whisperer, a cat. She could bird. She could probably rope in a willy worm. I mean,
She
everything.
just had that touch.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Yeah. Her Jesus just hung right out of her. It's just, she was busy helping everybody else. And you just,
Forgot about herself.
yeah. Yep.
I think that's what happens to a lot of people.
Hmm. Yeah.
So a lot of them that I know. I know we just had a young man that I went to school with, and I like to say friends that I was friends with. knew him very well. That he was also, I believe, he was in the Marines as well, and he just passed. And I don't know the story, so I
Sure.
can't really elaborate on it. But
Yeah.
I read his obituary, and he was giving to everybody and everything else. You know, he was a um,
Mm-hmm.
advocate for pit bulls, and he was an advocate for this, and he did this for people, and he did this for people. And I was just thinking back on him, because I knew him before he was that,
Mm-hmm.
and he was a character. He was a one of a kind. He was a
Mm-hmm.
very interesting person. He was different, but he was a good dude.
Yeah.
And I was reading his obituary, and I was like, "What about you, man?
Yeah.
What about you? Somewhere along the lines, you forgot about you. People forgot about you because you were too busy doing all these other things for everybody and everything else."
Yeah.
And I think that's a lot of what happens is people forget about themselves, forget about taking care of themselves, and
Or don't
and
feel worthy enough
eh, absolutely, yeah,
because you were raised not knowing you or not being told,
right.
not knowing you, but being told you weren't anything.
I don't think I was ever told I wasn't. I don't think I was ever told I was, but sometimes I feel like if I had just a little bit more
Mm-hmm.
of a push from my mom or my dad,
Mm-hmm.
I could have been. I may have been that president. It's just kind of those things that I thought if I had a little bit more support. But then I also think it's not their fault.
Yeah.
It's my fault. Because I feel like we're in charge of our own destiny, and
Mm-hmm.
I always say all the time that I can sit and wallow in self pity, or I
Mm-hmm.
can make the decision to be better than I was yesterday, right? And that's what I've tried to do, especially over the last 10 years or so. I'm not perfect by no means. I mean,
What?
I'm close, I'm close, but I screw up every day,
Mm-hmm.
and I've screwed up a lot in my life, and I've realized that, and I think by taking accountability,
That's it.
uh,
We
of
don't
of
do
my
that.
actions and the things that I've done,
We don't do that.
it's helped me grow.
Or make our children
Yeah, yeah,
accountability. They
yeah.
don't. Nobody knows how.
Boy, don't. That's a touchy subject. You try to hold your kids accountable for something now, and you're horrible.
Well, we
you know,
don't. We don't have to
no,
because
it's
our kids. Is my kid's better than yours, so she could do that to yours.
right.
That's just how it goes.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
because I have just because I said so.
yep. The because I said so thing. That's
So
powerful.
yeah,
I mean, it is.
yeah,
If you really stop and just kind of break it down and think about it. So,
yeah.
what would you tell people or someone that may be watching this? Heck, by this time they probably already done turned it off to something else.
I
But
would have.
um, what would you tell them? If they're going through something that they're sitting at home, especially the veteran community, because
Mm,
I know that hits you home. Hits you pretty hard. What do you tell those people?
people think they always know. This is the only place we can be. This is it. But there is a tomorrow. I said that, and I will answer you on that. I was at that place. Don't get me up, but I packed with Alina, right, with her on the phone. But Rick, I carried out my clothes. I didn't even have a bag. No, I did. Somehow I ended up with a couple of things in Ziploc baggies. I mean, articles of clothing in Ziploc baggies. And I pack like everything has its home. Everything does this. Everything does that. So I carried stacks of clothes out and set them into my back seat of my truck. And somehow I didn't have clothes to go to a funeral when we got there. Delaney and Kaylin, my sister's daughter, are like, what in the world? We kept the hotels cart, the luggage cart in our room. That was my suitcase. We pushed it up, and they're like, "What on earth have you got there?" And I'm like, "I don't know." So they
Stuff.
went to Walmart and bought me luggage to take my stuff back down to the truck. And it turned out to be a bluey backpack that lights up when you bang it with a, where are my keys? They're up there with a keychain on it. I have to carry that. So with me now. But anyway, oh, the other pennies on there. So anyway, so while I'm talking to Alina, I did nothing. I shouldn't have never packed. Just walked out the door. So, and when I walked in, Amelia's mom said, "What are you wearing?" And I said, "Just don't, don't." And she said, "No, Amelia would love it, but it doesn't look like you. Is that yours?" And I said, "Yes." I have no idea what happened here, but it was, I mean, it was what it was. But while I was on the phone with her and, told her, like, "I don't know if I can do this. Not gonna," and she said, "Oh, yes." She said, "I'm trying to think," and she didn't know me when I wrote the paper on this. "I'm trying to think, and she had just a rocky raisin. She said, "I'm trying to think back." She said, "I saw the picture. I don't know what it's called. I don't know what it's called." And I didn't tell her that I knew as she was saying it. Because when she did it, I mean, it flashed clearer than that. She said, "There's this, I saw this picture this one time." She said, "When I got to a low place." She said, I got to a, she said, "I saw this picture one time. There's this vulture or this buzzard or something. And this little girl, everybody always calls it a little girl, maybe because it has a necklace on it. It's not an it, it's a little boy. It's a human, and I'm saying it. I say it about babies too. Does
Right.
it have shoes on? No,
No,
it
it
doesn't.
doesn't.
But anyway, she says the there's this picture that I saw long time ago. I can't remember what it is. Anyway, there's a buzzard or some kind of bird, and there's a little baby on the ground that's laying there starving to death. I don't know if it's dead or dying. She's explaining it to me, and as soon as she said it, I see it, and I'm like, "Yep, okay, okay." And she said, "I don't have it that bad." She said, "I sure don't have it that bad."
Wow.
And as she's telling me, and she's like, "Okay, Dawn, this is this, God's gonna guide you, God's got you," just on, and just kept speaking life into me, and on and on. I'm like, "Oh, golly, golly." Uh, most of the time you're making fun of me, and this time we're, doing this. Uh, she usually just throws me to the kids and lets me get abused, but
Right.
instead, you know, uh, she and her husband are both good ones, and they're the good ones. And I have a few down there that are the good ones. They're real.
Yeah.
They're friends to me,
Yeah.
you know. Um, but when she said that, and I went, oof. When I hung up, I was like, golly, shame on me. Shame on me. Here I am, like, it still doesn't take away from me feeling just shattered and wrecked. And
Right.
man, no, I'm not going to get her back. Oof, I still want her back. Still want her back. Give everything I own, give, and anything I was supposed to get in the future. Anything. I'd live under a bridge. Just give her back. But you know, God still had a plan for that little baby. And she went on and lived a lot longer than the gentleman who took the picture. And like, that's not the end of it. We have a story. God has a story and a purpose for all of us. And, you can't just decide that it's over when you're, wanting to. You can't just take things in your own hands. But oftentimes we don't know that we are anybody.
Right.
You know, we don't realize that we are anything because we're too busy. I told you, we neglect, and we all know that abuse and neglect, I mean, they're not okay. They're criminal. They are criminal. That makes all of us that. We abuse and neglect each other, our friends, loved ones, strangers, all day, every day. Because convenience, we choose convenience over compassion. We don't want to be bothered with one another.
Yeah.
So, what I would say to anyone, a veteran, a, a child, because they are getting younger and younger, is it doesn't have to be the same as it yesterday as it was. It doesn't have to be tomorrow the same as it's been today. There are people, though there are people that aren't looking you in the eyes. There are people that are saying, "How are you?" and they pray you don't answer. But there are people that genuinely mean, "How are you? I want to know. Answer me." I typically don't ask, "How are you?" And a lot of times I don't answer people when they ask me
Yeah.
because I can feel that you don't mean it.
Yeah.
Uh, but we also have to be our own advocates.
That's tough sometimes.
It is. But if you're going to be my friend, if you're going to be my people, don't say you're my people and then neglect me
Yeah.
and abuse me. Go on. Don't do that. You don't have to have, like I've told Delaney, you don't have to have 4,000 followers. Y'all don't have to have that. Where's my phone? Hold on, let's see here. Where am I? How do you work this? Oh my. Let's see. You may have to do this for me. You may have to work this. Oh, all right. I have 1,652 Facebook friends.
How many of them do you actually know?
Oh, no, I know them. I know. Except when I had a stripper on here and I don't know how she got here. I'm like, who in the world? Candy said, Corey's sister says, asked Adam, who is this? And he's like, I don't have any idea. It's been several years ago. Facebook was fairly new. Who is this? And Adam says, I don't know. What are you looking at my friends? And she was like, yeah, I'm just sitting here looking at them. And he was like, well, I don't know. Because he's like, yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it.
Right.
And he says, well, I don't know. And she says, well, the only mutual friend y'all have, you two have is Dawn. And I went, what? We look around. Like, I have no clue. But I do know, know my Facebook friends. Are we close friends? Ain't no way.
Right.
Ain't no way. But uh, I told, Delana, there's no way. There's no way that many people give two cares
Right.
or 2% of a care about me.
Yeah.
There's no way. It's just not the case.
It's not feasible.
No, it's not. And I don't have any problem. I mean, I don't have any problem with it. I'm just
Right.
speaking real.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want that many people just, I mean, you'll be a mess if
Yeah.
you try to keep up.
Be a lot of people up in your
Be a
biz.
lot of people in trouble. They'll be a mess,
Yeah.
especially if they're trying to keep up with all the mistakes I make. And I've told somebody, look, I'm not perfect. I know I'm
Oh,
not.
no.
And if you're trying to keep up with it, that was your job, you will quit by noon.
You're underpaid.
Yeah, yeah. But you need real, a couple, you know, not even a baker's dozen of good friends. But
No.
you don't need 100 friends. You don't need 50 friends. You don't, because they're not real. I have some people that if I call them, and Corey has called them, hey, we got to go get, we got to go get Dawn's truck. What do you mean? Well, she's at the hospital and we just got to, look, we got to go get it. And they're like, okay. Do you
Yeah.
want me to pick you up or do you want to,
How do you want to do it? Yeah. What do I
and
need to do?
bam, done.
Yeah.
Yep. Hey, what do you need? What do you need? And I've had people throw me over their shoulder and sling me in, and away we go.
Yeah.
But I can call them, and they know they can call me, and there ain't no way some of them I'm gonna sling over my shoulder. Ain't happening, but I'll get it done.
Yeah. We'll figure it out.
I'll tie them to the back of my. Well, get them there, but it's not you. You don't loosely use the word friend.
Right.
Because we can't keep an eye on each other like that.
True.
Or the people that they care about. We can't keep an eye. I can't keep an eye on your children, and you can't keep an eye on mine. Because with that, their kids will dump stuff on you. My kids will dump stuff, your kids will dump stuff on me.
Yeah.
And that's how we find out stuff. Talk to someone. And I don't mean on the video game. Get face to face, get down and face to face, make time.
Do the hard stuff.
Yes, the real human stuff. God didn't make our phones, and I'm not here to Bible beat anybody,
Right.
but that is not what, these aren't intended. They're doing so much damage. To even me or Corey. Trying to talk to him about something. Like it was like 3 days in a row. I'm like, did you hear me? And he was like, I didn't. I mean, yeah, but I thought you were talking to one of the animals because I mean, I talk to them like it's a human, you know. And I'm like,
Corey.
thanks. Which he has hearing damage from the planes and
Right.
trucks and stuff. And so I'm like, really? I've just carried a full conversation on with you.
But is he wrong?
No, he's not wrong.
Oh,
And I'm
well,
like, really? Or I'll pull my calendar open. I'm like, so I got a this and this and this and this and this. And so what do you want to? And I'm just like,
I feel it because Mandy be like, "Hey, we got to do this." I'm like, you didn't tell me. She's like, "Yeah, I did."
we do that a
Then
lot.
I'll argue with her. I'm like, "No, you didn't." She's like, "Yeah, but you were doing this, or you were doing this."
See
or,
that, but Corey doesn't do that. He doesn't
Mhm.
forget. He doesn't. I'm like,
I don't either.
uh-uh.
But
And my memory is here and there, whatever.
yeah.
And I'm like, but if I know, then I know.
Oh Lord.
If I remember, if I know that I know, if I don't, I'll tell you. I don't know. I have no
Yeah.
idea. But if I know I remember, then I remember. And I mean it.
Yeah.
And if I told you, I told you. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, I'm telling you. Now you like sometimes I'm like, I swear I did drugs and don't remember it. That's how bad that's what's happened, y'all. I had to have done drugs and just
And
don't
just don't
remember.
remember doing
That's how bad this situation is because I have no idea what just happened here. But
it.
I'm like, and he's like, no, you never told me. I'm like, yes. Yeah, you were wearing a blue shirt, sitting in a red chair with purple socks. I'm like, yes, I know that. I know that. I know.
Yeah.
But
You think it's ever the other way around too?
with me,
Yeah.
oh, if I don't know, no. Oh, yeah, he's tried that with me sometimes. Like, I told you, and I'm like, shut up, you're trying my trick.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
I got you.
no,
Yeah.
because if I don't know, I'm like, oh, yeah, y'all, you may as well go talk to yourself because I don't have any idea what we're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't care to. If I'm wrong, I want to know. I want to know because I want to correct it. I want to be better than I was yesterday, today.
Yeah. That's tough though. It's tough.
Yeah, yeah, it is. But I'll check myself tonight and see, did I hurt anybody today?
Yeah. Go home after this, Corey. Be like, what? What are you doing?
Yeah,
What did he do to you?
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we need to talk to each other, talk to somebody, and that's hard to do, especially
It is hard to
veteran
do.
wise,
It is.
because you don't trust anybody. You don't. It's just gone.
Yeah, it's hard to find that one person or that little group of people to
Yeah,
open up to, and
and know that you can, know you can trust. Know they're not going to slam you right into a
yeah, they're
thing.
not. It's not going to be their next Facebook post or
Yes,
you know.
yes,
Yeah.
and if you have to be on medicine, okay. But if you have to be on medicine, you tell somebody, watch me. You watch me like a hawk. You talk to me. You check in with me. You put eyes on me. You keep eyes on me because that stuff can change you.
Yeah. Well, it's designed to change the chemical
Exactly.
output
And
of
if
your
that
brain.
makes me
So
safer for me, for anyone else, makes me a, a better version of myself, then okay. But also, I would get in therapy as well. There's
yeah,
no shame in that. And that's what the problem is. There's shame in it. We don't want to talk about it. We don't want to talk about it. There's something wrong with that. Just like you were saying, well, we're in a generation where, like, all right, I was even told that, like, okay, you weren't disciplined enough as a kid. You weren't taught, you were just spoiled. That's it. That's why, like anything I've been through, any kind of trauma, anything, I'd probably take that better if I got whippings or was told no, wasn't spoiled if I was, and I'm like, hold on a minute.
wait a minute.
You're telling me, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I want to say, yeah. So my question is, your anxiety comes from where? Because you were whipped a lot and you were bad, but anxiety is not a mental health thing. Anxiety is running rampant, rampant,
Yeah.
and has forever.
It's just different ways to deal with it. I think technology
It makes it
makes it easier to
escape.
yeah, gives you crutches and excuses and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
well,
but
sad that September, suicide and everything has their own holidays, if you will.
yeah,
It's to that point, but it's that if you see something, say something, kind of thing. Neglecting people. Somebody asked me how I'm doing. I always say I'm hanging in there like a hair in a biscuit. That's my thing. You can't shake me out because I'm embedded in there. I'm hanging in there. You
oh,
never heard that?
no, no. I've had it happen to me before.
I do. I'm hanging in there like a hair in a biscuit, man.
Oh, Rick.
Yeah, that's my thing. That's my thing.
So you're gross?
I'm a little gross
Real
every now and
nasty.
then,
I'm
but
just
yeah,
gross.
but I'm still here, so
You're still here.
yeah.
I would be like, no, I'm sending you back. You're going back.
Well, I know we've covered a lot of stuff
We
today.
have. We've gone all
It's
over
been
the
a very
place.
interesting conversation, and um, we've talked a lot about a lot of hard subjects,
Yeah.
and we can go even deeper if we had more time. But I always end my show with Shannon French. Frenchie,
Hmm.
he started the Lids for Kids. Just
Shannon is friends with my baby brother,
oh yeah,
my big baby brother,
okay,
Justin.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. He's a good dude. Love him to
Hmm.
death. And that's why I always use his quote. Just be kind to one another. Be kind to
Hmm.
somebody.
Hmm.
But I think today, your story's not over.
Hmm. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I think that's fitting for today.
Hmm.
So if you made it to this far, and you've got those thoughts, and you feel like there's nobody out there, there's nowhere to go, there's always somewhere to go. There's always somebody to talk to.
Always.
Uh,
Always.
I'll post your number.
I mean,
I won't do
hey,
that.
you, I don't care.
Call Dawn.
You can, I don't, hey, look,
Message me.
yeah,
I'm not the
you can call.
greatest at advice, but
I wouldn't
I'll
take
send you to
mine, but
Dawn.
I'll see.
you know, but your story's not over.
No, it's not.
That's
None of ours is.
if you don't know what you don't know.
There's purpose. There's purpose in our pain.
You don't know what you don't know.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, yeah.
So I
There's
think
help out there,
there is.
and it's not all bad.
No, and there's people that want to see you tomorrow.
Oh
You know,
gosh,
there is. There's people out there that want to see you tomorrow. There's
yeah.
people out there that one of my friends growing up passed away from cancer, and I had his wife in here, and he's a big impact on my life. He was just such a good dude,
Mm-hmm.
and there was a period of time that we didn't talk for years.
Mm-hmm.
Life gets in the way, and excuse after excuse. But I knew that I could pick my phone up, and he was one of those
Always.
guys that I can call.
Yeah, yeah.
And I guarantee you, without a shadow of a doubt, he would. If I said I need you to come, he would have came.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't have mattered if,
Yeah.
hey, I've got my thumb stuck in whatever. Hold on, I'll bring some Vaseline. We'll get it out.
Yep.
Whatever.
Yep.
There's people out there like that.
Yes. You just pick right up when you're left off. You don't have to
Exactly.
call them
Yeah.
every single day,
Yep.
but when you do, you don't get where have you been. You get
Hey, buddy,
let's
what's up?
go.
Yeah.
Yep.
And those darkest hours, those darkest moments in your life that you feel like tomorrow's not going to come.
It will.
It will if you've got to make that effort, as hard as it may seem sometimes.
Yeah.
And I can't put myself in that position for people that are there now, but I think we've all been in some pretty low and pretty dark spots
Mm-hmm.
that there's times that I thought, man, what am I going to do?
Mm-hmm.
I can do this and just take care of it, or I can do this. And I've been lucky enough and had the willpower, if you will, to say this is what I'm going to do to fix it.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
so
There's
reach out to
always
somebody.
there's resilience and healing. Yes, we are in a our world has gone into, be it there's violence in Nashville or the suicides, whatever. There's still healing in all of that.
Yeah.
You know, going through it over and over and over again. I can still laugh, not at the situations, but I can still I still have good days. There's
Right.
moments where I'm like, whoa. I stopped praying for God to not wake me up. And I do sleep. I don't sleep well, but
Right.
that's just a lot of my amazing body.
Yeah. It's
But
probably sleep apnea.
uh,
That's what everybody says.
no, I don't do that. I would have to wear I could wear Corey's CPAP that he doesn't wear.
Yeah.
But uh, I I don't. Insomnia, just different things like that, and pain wakes me up. I
Yeah.
actually have a mouth thing that I wear because I've cracked 3 teeth,
Oh, nice.
just clenching from the pain rather than cussing or
Right.
just filling up with pain meds or whatever. I clench, down. I don't grit. I clench, and I've literally
It's
cracked.
the pressure
So
from it.
I'm getting. I don't have to get falsies. They can uh like cap them and stuff like that for now.
Yeah,
But
good times.
yeah, I have to keep it just not for night, not all day long.
Well,
But
thanks for coming out.
yeah,
Thanks for hanging out with me and
yeah,
talking about some hard stuff. And thank
yeah.
you for your service.
Put
And
up the suicide hotline.
I will.
There are people, even, I mean, you may want to just call them and ask them for the quote of the day or, anything. They will, there are ones that care. They're not going to just send police to storm down your door. And that's often
Yeah.
what
What
people
people are worried
believe.
about. Hmm.
Yes. They
If I
don't
say
show
something to
up.
somebody, somebody will show up.
They'll
And
show up and
yeah,
they'll steal my
that's not how
guns.
it
And
works.
that's not how it
It's
works.
not how it works.
You've been,
We'll put that number up.
please do.
I'll put it in the beginning and the end.
Please do. And look, I mean, honest, look me up. People do call me. I don't care. I don't care if I hear my phone, if text me, because I'm getting spam calls like crazy.
I know we all do, I think.
But
So
text me, message me, do something. If somebody does want to talk to me, I honestly don't. I don't mind it.
yeah,
But if
they
I
always can
can,
shoot a message to the channel or whatever
yeah,
they need to
yeah,
do, and I can get them in touch with whoever and
yes,
do what we can. I
yeah,
mean, that's all we can
yeah.
do.
I
So
provide a resource
yeah,
because it does get better. Things do get better.
yeah. So we're gonna end it today with your story's not over.
Yeah.
So thanks for watching. Until next time, be kind to each other.
Respect, no judgment.